Well, welcome to Fun Football Podcast. I'm Isaac Valenti. We've got a really special Packer podcast today. Jason will be joining us in a little bit. He's still at class, but we've got. This is going to be a blast. We're going to talk Packers, NFC North. I do want to talk about some Week 3 matchups if we have time, but I've got a new guy here. I'm very excited. But before that, Revtrev in the middle. How you doing, dude?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me. I don't know, but the season can't have started any better than it's gone. So I'm ready to
go. there was no better start. The fact, and I live near. Hold on one second. The fact that I live near Texas and I got to watch Micah Parsons get traded. I live near Dallas, so I live 30 minutes from the enemy camp, and they traded their best player to us. Like, I don't want to just talk about Micah Parsons because I've already hit it a bunch, but I do want to get y'all's thoughts. But it was like 6 years worth of Christmas presents to me and to all Packers fans. But okay, Rev, I completely agree. Goose, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How are you? It's a pleasure to meet you finally.
Yeah, man, we've cut it back and forth on Twitter for a long time, so I'm really excited to meet you in the flesh. Jason, we're hearing some background. That's why I muted it. Just so you know. I don't know if it's the fan or what it is. This happened last time too.
All right. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. There's just something. I can't tell if it's your fan or what it is, but.
I have another fan hidden in the back over here because it gets hot in here.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's nice to meet you, Goose. I've enjoyed listening to Packers Without Borders. Rev, you do some awesome content. Jason, how you doing, dude?
All right. How's everyone?
Getting excited for this Sunday. I want to see if our defense can travel. Thank you, Queen of the Premiere. Before we get going, like really into the show, Rev, can you tell everybody a little bit about your show? You've been on before, but who you are, where to find you, what you got coming up. I know you do some awesome content. Can you share for everybody?
Yeah, you can find me at Revtrev NFL. Of course, I'm a diehard Packers fan. I mean, yeah, the majority of my content is Packers. I love talking about the NFL, and I love bashing the Bears. So that's basically my content in a nutshell. You can find me on X, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. So check me out. Love to have you there, and love talking Packers. Go Pack, go.
Awesome, man. Goose, can you tell everybody about a little bit of what you do on Couch Potatoes with Packers Without Borders?
Well, so Packers Without Borders, we did a couple different shows for a little bit. We did a Couch Potatoes show, which was a lot of fun. We talked about like top 5 movies of all time, and we had a lot of fun doing that. And then I did a couple episodes of Talk to Me Goose as well. So if you want to go look those up and listen to some of the content from last season, it was a lot of fun. I kind of just started doing the podcast thing in the last year, and it was interesting. Kind of stretch your legs a little bit and figure it out. But just a die-hard Packer fan, have been my whole entire life. I live in the heart of Viking country, so it's a lot of fun to bash the Viking fans and wear my Packer gear loud and proud the entire time I'm out and about every single day. But yeah, so just Goose_MN, and you can find me on X and have a lot of fun just bashing Bears and Vikings fans for sure.
I love it. This normally isn't just a Packer show, but I decided I've done a couple Packer panels recently. Had Andy Herman on. It's been a fun run.
Nice.
And yeah, that was cool. And I've got some more Packer pods. I'm gonna do one a month. But I decided because it's been such a special start to the season, why not? And honestly, the Bears, I have a lot of stuff I want to hit on them. But you know what? Let's quickly hit the Micah trade and what you guys are expecting this weekend on the road against Cleveland. Defense that in the last couple of years has been solid. Do you guys see any scenario the Browns keep this in the game, or what are you thinking happens? Yeah, I'm still getting noise. Jason, I'm gonna mute you when you're not up, and then I'll kick it to you. Okay? Yeah, it's still background noise. Let me try one more time. Yeah, it's really, I'm going to just mute you. And when you're up, I'll unmute you. Okay. My kiddo's calling for me, so I'm going to kick a question and make sure she's good. But I feel bad. I'm sorry, guys. Normally, I get her to bed earlier. She's 6 years old. We had a new playground open in our complex, and it's like heaven for her. And we made cupcakes today. It was she made bracelets. She made 3 friends at the park, but she's wound up. I should have gotten her to bed earlier, but she's wound up. So, anyways, I'm gonna check on her really quick. But what are your expectations for this weekend with Cleveland? Do you think the defense travels as well as it played in Lambeau? Any thoughts you guys got? I'll be right back. Rev, you want to start it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I find like in all the comments of my videos, everyone thinks we're going to blow them out. And I really do hope that we do. Honestly, hope that we do. But I feel like this is one of those games, if you take them for granted, this is a league of parity. And I'm worried that it's a bit of a trap game. They need a win desperately, like backs against the wall, want to stay within it. So my prediction is that we win, but it's like a 4-pointer instead of like a 20-pointer. You know what I mean? So for me, I don't like saying that, but because I do passionate, realistic, and honest content, I just got to stick to what I'm feeling and hoping that I hope we win by 20, 30 points for sure. I do not believe in the passing game of the Cleveland Browns. They do have a good running game, but we have literally shut down the run game in the last 2 weeks. So if we shut down the run game, I think that we win by more. But I do think that Cleveland's defense is legit and is going to cause problems. Like, I think that Myles Garrett, in my opinion, is the best defensive tackle in the NFL. And yeah. I love Parsons. Don't get me wrong. Okay. But that guy is a true game changer. And when Jordan Love gets pressure, then he doesn't look as good. He's looked incredible because there's been no pressure. So that's my personal opinion. I hope that we win by 20, but I think we're winning by 4.
I think there's a chance to keep it within one score. I can see it. I mean, here's the deal: when you're playing an 0-2 team, if you guys watch, because I do watch all the teams. That's why I normally talk about it on the show, even though I'm a Packer fan first and foremost. Rev's been on a few times; he knows. If you watch the Dolphins last night, there's a desperation that tends to kick in for teams when they're 0-2, and you watch the Dolphins fight. I think one of the top 3 or 4 teams in the NFL. I still question their defense, but you got Josh Allen with weapons, and Miami hung in there. Any given Sunday, we need to treat this team like they're 2-0, and we can't go in there. Same with Dallas. We need to treat them the level of respect we treated the Lions and Commanders. That's what builds a championship. That's what builds those expectations, but builds your team when you play that way nearly every week. So I don't want to see a letdown performance, but Rev nailed it. The passing game's been bad. They've got the rookie Judkins. I'm a little concerned about him. He played great in his debut. I've got a lot of thoughts. I'll keep going in a minute. But Goose, what are your thoughts here? I thought Rev had a great breakdown. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking kind of a little bit of the opposite of Rev, to be honest with you. I don't think it's going to be relatively close. I think if it's close, it's because we took the foot off our gas, in the third and fourth quarter and put our subs in. When you talk about running game and Cleveland having this running game, we have this guy in the back, the linebackers. We've always had really good linebackers in Green Bay. We have this guy called Edrin Cooper right now that's kind of lighting the league on fire. And I think if you cut him and Quay loose and you just really decide with Wyatt and your interior defensive line up front, I think they're going to have a really difficult time just keeping up, period. So if we can get out to a 7 or a 10-point lead in the beginning and they're forced to kind of throw the ball down the field, I don't think it's going to be that close. I really don't. And if you heard Micah today, they're talking about Dallas and when are you going to go to Dallas and how are you going to do Dallas? And he just said, I'm worried about Flacco. Like, I want Flacco. So he's focused on this week, which is what the team needs to be focused on. And whether people want to say it or not, I think he's already the leader on the defense for the Green Bay Packers. I know we have X. I know we have guys that have been there, but he has changed the way that defense plays. We've seen it the first 2 weeks. If we can just carry that forward, I don't see a loss. Maybe one loss before we play Philly. Like the next 5 games, we might have one loss. But I think this is one we just put away early and we kind of cruise along. This also could be a really big game for Josh Jacobs. You know, you don't have Tucker Kraft. He might be out. He might play. I think they sit him. This is where you get Myles Garrett to he's going to pin his ears back and go. This is where you rely on Josh Jacobs to just kind of keep moving the ball down the field, and you're not relying on the passing game.
That's a good take. I like it. But Rev and Goose, you guys are cooking, and I gotta say, my background sucks. Goose, I like the pictures, but Rev and Jason, I'm enjoying. One thing that, while I love having you guys on the show, I also love the atmosphere the background brings. I'm enjoying the. I'm gonna have to get me a cheesehead in the background. I'm hoping that Jacobs does get going, because I think if there's been one thing with the offense so far, outside of some misses to Golden and some of the deep shots, I want to see Jacobs get going a little bit. The offense, I want to see if they can take off, and I want to see if they can take the running game out of it for Cleveland and make Flacco beat us. Jason, what you thinking, bud?
I'm thinking a W. I'm along with what Goose was saying. You know, I don't think this game's going to be close at all. I think this is going to be one of the games where Green Bay runs this game, blows them out early, and it's going to be one of those kickback games where you just kick your feet up on the couch or whatever and just enjoy the rest of the game. I think Micah Parsons going to blow up for at least 2 sacks in this game, but Green Bay also has to block Myles Garrett. That is one of the bright spots on the defense for the Cleveland Browns. So as long as we can contain him and stop him, I think, and for him getting any sacks, that's great. But all in all, I think the Packers will win 31-10.
Wow. That's bold. I love it. Hope you guys are right.
I hope so, too.
If you think about it, you guys are talking about Josh Jacobs, but let's not forget that Derrick Henry just got stuffed by this defense last week. So, and Josh Jacobs just got taken off of being questionable to healthy. So he's nursing something. So I hope that I've got Josh Jacobs in almost every football league that I'm in. So I need him, you know, but they stopped Derrick Henry last week. Aren't you guys worried about that?
A little bit, yeah. Like I'm expecting like a 10-ish point game. I think there's a scenario we win like 27-13 or 17, because I'm giving Judkins a little respect, and even against, like, at some point they might get like a garbage time touchdown. I think they're going to come out and score a touchdown in the first half. While I love our defense, I want to see if they can travel, you know? And I also want to see if our offense can get it going. They scored when they needed to the first 2 weeks, Rev, but I want to see if they can be a little bit more explosive. Love has looked great outside of the deep misses. He's been playing great football, but I want to see if Golden can get going, and I want to see how if Tucker Kraft is limited. You guys can, disagree if you want here. I feel like he's been by far and away our best option on offense. If he's limited, I think it's going to hurt our offense in this game. I don't know much about the injury. Did he practice today?
Kraft, no.
Didn't practice.
No.
He was on the sideline, wrap on the knee. Like he's going through the rehab motions right now. So, if you're playing the long game here, I think they let him sit this week, honestly. You're looking at Dallas, and then you have a bye week. You want to go at least 3-1
so
up to your bye week. So I really think that Kraft and Tom, if Tom's questionable, we've gone 8 deep in our O-line already this year. We've seen some really good play from the backup. So you got to be thinking like NFC North, NFC Championship game, and Super Bowl. So are you worried about long-term injuries with these guys in week 3? You just got to let them rest and heal up.
Oh, I completely agree. They absolutely have to.
He's
Okay. Sorry, Jason, go ahead.
He's a game time decision. I saw earlier today that he's a game time decision for Tucker Kraft.
Okay. So if he's a game time decision and he sits, I don't know if we're going to. Cleveland's D at home in 2023 was one of the best defenses in the league. If they're even a resemblance of that, it may be a little bit tough to get points on the road. I still think we win, but winning by 30 would be like, that would put your stamp that you're one of the best teams. While we're, I think, one of the best teams, I think we're a defensive driven team first. I'm cool with winning by 10-14. That's pretty awesome. Okay. I've got some other non-Browns questions for you guys. Before I do that though, Rev, Goose, Jason, do you guys have any more thoughts on this week for the Packers? I want to hit some NFC North. I gotta ask a Micah Parsons question, just directly that. But did you guys have anything else on this Browns game you want to hit before we keep going?
No, I think we
I just
covered
think
it.
McKinney needs to start. Like we need to get an intercept. He needs to get an interception or something. Like he's fine, but it's like he hasn't impacted the game a lot yet. So I'm looking forward to watching him and seeing how he balls out. But like honestly, the quarterback for the Browns does not put fear in anybody at this stage. I don't even know who's starting at this stage. If I was them, I'd be starting Gabriel, but it's probably Flacco, and we'll see. If it's Flacco, we're coming, and he can't run away. He can't even run as fast as Jared Goff, and Jared Goff got chased down by Parsons. That's still one of my highest viewed videos. I put a Jaws theme song behind it with him coming, and I've got thousands of people have watched that and have like shared it and everything. So,
I love that.
I'm worried for Flacco if he's in. So,
I love it. Seriously, I also think, like you just nailed it. If he can't move and you collapse the pocket, he's gonna get wrecked, man. It's the same worry I have with Aaron Rodgers. He can't really move anymore. He did a little bit more than he had in a while last Sunday, but Flacco can't move for a lick. You collapse the pocket, they're gonna struggle. I agree. I want to see if X can get a turnover, or Evan Williams with another one, or possibly Nixon. He's been playing excellent. Good stuff. I like it.
But is Nixon playing excellent? So I understand like 5 pass breakups, that's excellent, right? But how good are the other guys playing if they're still throwing the ball at Nixon? Like you have to think about that. Like Valentine, did he have the guy on lockdown where they weren't even looking over that way and they kept forcing the ball to the guy that had 5 pass breakups?
Except for the fourth quarter. Yeah.
But really, let's think about that. Like they had no other option but to the guy that was breaking up every pass that came to him. I understand Nixon wanted to be cornerback 1. Statistically, he's cornerback 1. I get that, but how good were the other guys playing that they were thought that's the weak spot, and he had 5 pass breakups? Like that's something I don't think people are talking about enough.
And I love that. I just love the way he's playing, man. He's become such, like, he was a great returner for us. I never, like, Rev, did you foresee this? I didn't foresee him becoming a DB1 on a defense that is God, I mean, it's only 2 games, but they look special. I didn't foresee even a year ago, but 2 years ago when we started playing him at DB, like, he was primarily a special teams player. I'm surprised he's blossomed into our DB1, because that was something people thought would be a weakness, and so far it's been a strength. Did you foresee this at all? Because this is a shocker to me.
Well, yeah, it is a shocker in the way, but they paid him good money, so it's like they knew that he was going to have a role. We also thought Jair was probably coming back this year, so there was no thing. But it sounds like to me that they believe that Hobbs is the number 1 there, and Nixon is not. But it doesn't matter. Like the ball's coming your way, you've got to stop it. You got to get the tackle. You got to get that forced fumble, whatever it is that you need to do. I'm loving it, because if you're right, Goose, and they're targeting him, and they're saying he's the weak link. I'm just telling you right now, he's been amazing. I wouldn't say that they went through all their reads and then went there. I would think that there's some of those that were intentionally for that wide receiver or tight end, and he was there making the big stops. But that's a great point you made. Like maybe they think he's the weak link and they're going to test him, and he's proven them wrong so far. So
that's all I can think of. Like you're not throwing at Valentine, you're not throwing at Hobbs, you're not throwing anywhere else. You're like picking on Nixon, and he has 5 pass breakups. Like go ahead and pick on him. Like let's go. He should have had a pick 6 in last week. I mean, just keep picking on him, and he's going to house one. And then they have to look elsewhere. And it's almost like our cornerback room is kind of like our wide receiver room, right? We might have a bunch of number 2s,
that's
right?
Fine.
Or a bunch a bunch of the same level of player. And then the quarterback's going, who do we pick on? And if we get to quarterback 4, that's Bo Melton, and I don't think you can really pick on him either. So
I would argue Nixon's starting to look like a DB1 though, and Hobbs has been special. So I need to see more, but Nixon has been playing. Like if I was listing 30 cornerbacks, he'd be in that top range. So I get what you're saying though. It's like it's kind of like they all blend in, but I do feel like Nixon is starting to step up. And Hobbs, when he's healthy, I still think he'd be better in the slot, like all the time. But he's been playing pretty well too. My only debate for you guys, while we're on this cornerback question, I wasn't going to ask this till later. Do you think we need one more guy in the room so that Bo Melton doesn't have to play DB? Like, if there was an injury, would you want the Packers to like I think Stephon Gilmore's still out there. I feel like a low key move like that, just for depth, might be slick because we're getting banged up at receiver, but we've got 6, 7 of them. At DB, I see 3, maybe 4 if the rookie's good. It's a little thin. That's one of my only question marks on the roster. Do you think we need to make a move before an injury just for depth, or should we just wait it out and see? Whoever wants to take it, I don't care. Open question.
I don't think so, because you have to remember we play Bullard in the slot if we need to, right? So we basically have a cornerback 4 right there, so he can play in the slot if needed. Bo Melton, whether people want to think that he's a two-way player or not, he's proven in the NFL now he's a two-way player. Like the guy was told in preseason, like, hey, we're going to move you from, wide receiver to cornerback, and he looks really natural playing that role. He's got the athletic ability that just jumps off the field.
That's true.
I don't want to mess with the team chemistry right now. Like I really, unless there's a major injury, I really just want to play with our guys. Like, let's just keep this chemistry in this locker room going where it's at.
And you got Haddon too. So
right.
Yeah, and the rookie, I don't think that's him, it's somebody else. So Rev, you got thoughts?
No, I like that. I want to see Bo Melton out there. Guys, he's gonna get a pick. I'm telling you right now, the mania is gonna go like crazy, right, Jason? You might gonna pick sick, Jason. Like we might go there all the way, man. Like so.
Let's go.
Okay, Ned and Bears fans are going to hate me. I want to kick to the Bears portion of this segment in a second. I got to ask you guys really quick. What was your initial reaction on the Micah thing? I was like, it's not real. No way. I kept hearing rumors, but we hear that all the freaking time. But the Packers have, like, Rev, I said this on a previous show. I love that they've changed philosophy and gotten aggressive. Like, they went out and did this with free agency twice. They signed multiple guys 2 years in a row. Then in the draft, they picked a receiver first. So shift in philosophy. But then the big dude was available via trade, and we weren't just in rumors. We were first in line and got him. Like, I'm gonna rip this clip, and this is gonna go on socials. But dude, it was like, I've been wanting this for so long. There's been so many rumors with receivers and pass rushers. I've seen your shorts about Trey Hendrickson and Micah. Long question. What was your thoughts on it, on when it happened, if you can take yourself back?
It's a dream come true, man. It's Christmas. I'm telling you right now, like we've all been there. I've been watching you guys' content, and it's like we're all saying, every Packer's like, we need a pass rusher. We need a pass rusher. Get Trey Hendrickson. Hopefully Max Crosby's available. He extended. You've got Myles Garrett. Like, I was praying that Myles Garrett. Well, I wasn't actually praying, but you've got these guys sitting there, and you're like, I didn't think Dallas was dumb, but apparently they are. Because why would you let a guy go? The only thing I can think of is that they knew about this injury and they didn't want to pay him the big bucks, and they're really happy. They're like, we got to get it. But if that's the case, they should have moved him at the draft. So I think Dallas is honestly dumb. I made a video on it called Dallas is Dumb, and it just doesn't make sense. If Jerry Jones was going to pull that garbage, it's either ego or they know that he's got some injury and they're trying to move him and they couldn't get what they wanted. But 2 firsts and Kenny Clark is still pretty good for them. But for us, we're like, this is the missing piece we needed. So I was thrilled. But I would have been thrilled with Trey Hendrickson. I would have been thrilled with Max Crosby or
Myles
am I saying
Garrett.
Max Crosby, right? Yes, Max.
Yeah.
I always think Mason Crosby was our kicker. And then
Good old
I forgot
Mason.
Myles Garrett. Like,
Put him out there at
any
defensive
one of those
tackle.
guys,
Let's get him.
I would have been thrilled, and I was
Obviously.
thrilled. I couldn't believe we got Parsons. I was
the,
pumped.
the youngest guy. He's only 26. He's just entering his
Exactly.
prime. What's been absolutely nuts is the growth it's done for Van Ness. The QBR rating goes up way on the field when he's off the field, like versus on. But I still feel like dudes have been making plays on plays. If you've been watching, I missed a lot of the first game because I have Sunday ticket and it wasn't on my thing. So I caught highlights and read the game log. So I did as much research as I could. But everything I've seen so far, the first two games, when he's off the field, Van Ness is making plays. Brooks is making plays. We got Stackhouse people don't even know about yet. I think he could take the field at some point, but you got Wooden, you got Gary, you got Edgerrin Cooper. This defense is stacked on multiple levels, even without Micah. Adding him just makes it dangerous. This is the fastest Packer defense I've ever seen. When you think of Quay, Edge, and Micah with the guys on the back end, it's stupid. The speed, just the 40 times, man. It's freaking. I love. You also have the right DC. If we'd had, I'm going to throw some shade right now. If we'd had previous defensive coordinators and not Halfley, I don't think it'd look quite this special. So. Jason, I'm sorry, I went for a minute there. This Micah thing gets me excited. You've been on and talked about Micah, but any other Micah thoughts, man? Floor is yours.
Micah, oh geez, like I said, man, he brings this D to another level. I mean, another level. Like Reggie White brought this defense to another level. He brings that to the same heights. Man, I'm lost for words even now because now he's a full go. He's off the injury report. Watch out now because he's really going to be coming. You thought he was coming before in the last two games. He's coming for the rest of the season. And I'm telling you, he's going to come and get that slow Flacco this Sunday because he's never had him and he wants him. Because I saw a post with them talking to Micah, and Micah said, I never had Flacco before, and he wants himself a little bit of Flacco. So, and so that's where I'm at with that. So
I really think it's just that, right? You can add this guy to the defense. It was a top 10, maybe top 5 defense statistically last year. And you got all these young guys developing. And then you decide to just take one of the best defensive players in the NFL and just plunk them in. And then Gary becomes number 2, and LVN becomes number 3. And
in the right roles.
And you allow these guys to get one-on-ones, right? Gary would get double or triple teamed just like he was in college. He couldn't get there. LVN wasn't quite at the level he needed to be yet. But now you're just taking a step back. So everybody is just in a different role. And we haven't talked about our 5th-round rookie yet. That's just lighting the world on fire when he gets in there. Like, the guy's just got a huge motor.
I really love it. And we haven't even seen, I haven't seen Sorrell even been kicking it yet, but Oliver's been, I know.
Right?
Dude, I wasn't expecting that. Like, I was a little worried about the pass rush when that's all we did before we got Micah. I was like, I don't know if this pass rush, I love the team, but I don't know if the pass rush is good enough. But you nailed it, man.
Right.
Colin Oliver.
Right.
Steve, kick your question, man. I'll throw it up. No, you're right. What else you got on Colin Oliver?
Not a whole lot, but it's just fun to watch Goot. He kind of plays chess when everybody else plays checkers, right? Just like, hey, Gary's extension is coming up. We understand he's going to be in maybe a 3rd contract. We all know Goot doesn't like signing 3rd contracts with guys, so he's like, let me start bringing these guys in, let them sit for a couple years. They'll learn the role, they'll develop. Gary goes bye-bye, and I got 2 guys ready to go, right? We got Campbell. We drafted Quay. Everybody's like, what's going on? Why did we draft Quay? Campbell goes away. All of a sudden, here comes Quay, and we're all happy, right? So Goot is just stacking these guys to let them develop for a few years, have a rookie deal with them for year 3 and year 4, and then he's like, okay, now I'm going to have to pay them, so I have to draft somebody else, and he's looking forward like 2, 3, 4 years to build the roster rather than being Ryan Poles, who's going to take over the North and sign all of these free agents, and they're screwed next year. Like, their cap, they are screwed. They have no room next year. So it's incredible to watch.
I've got some Philly thoughts I got to hit for you guys too, but Steve had a good question for us. Said Ed Policy, if he does what his dad did in San Fran, big things and changes will happen in Green Bay. If you guys remember what his dad did in San Fran,
Oh, absolutely.
that's a good point. I honestly hadn't even thought of that. That's very, very true. I'm wondering if do you guys think that was what pushed the motivation for the Micah thing? Do you think that because I mean it did kind of coincide, or do you think they just actually saw an opportunity to land somebody for once and they went for it? Because, like Rev said, the Cowboys are dumb. Jerry is his worst own enemy. Like I honestly think he just didn't want to deal with Micah's agent, and that's not an excuse to trade him. That policy thing, I hadn't hit this angle yet. Goose, you don't think so?
Well, you have to remember that, we can go back, and I'm going to show my age a little bit, but, when Bob Harlan was the president of the Packers, right?
Ooh,
and they wanted to make a trade for this kid out of Atlanta. So Ron Wolf comes in. They want to trade for this young quarterback out of Atlanta, and Bob Harlan goes to the board of directors and says, "Hey, we need to trade for this guy." And the board, we have to remember that we have a president, but we still have a board, and that board has to make those decisions. And the board said, "Well, I don't think we want to trade a first-round pick for this guy." And Bob said at that time, "If you don't let us trade for this kid, we'll never have another good GM in Green Bay." And so whether the old president or not was pushing it, Mark Murphy did a fantastic job.
Yep.
But I really think you still have to get those other board members to agree to this sort of deal. So was this in place? They were talking to Dallas back in, right after the Super Bowl about the availability of this guy. So I think Jerry just long played this to ensure that Micah, if he did go somewhere else, he didn't have time to get his feet underneath him to be successful this year. I think if there was anything that Jerry did, he's like, "Hey, I think we're not going to be able to re-sign this guy. I'm going to keep trying to re-sign this guy. Well, let's put him in the worst situation we possibly can. He's hurt," which we all know after 2 weeks, if that back was that bad, it's not going to be. I mean, he wasn't. He was hurt.
But
I really think that was just a Jerry Long play. Like, let's see what the best offer is. Let's see who we can plug and play.
It doesn't feel like they shopped him, because I feel like, I don't know, Rev and Goose, and Jason, I feel like for Micah Parsons, you could have got a lot more than what they got. Like, I would make this deal, if that deal was on the table, I would make that deal 365 days a year.
Well, the Eagles
twice on Sunday. But you're right. Philly's deal offer may have been more, but they weren't going to do them to Philly. So
no.
If this was the best deal, I'd be a little surprised, honestly, because Micah's worth more than this to me. Steve has this comment really quick too, and then not just because Rev is here, but I do think it'll be fun. We gotta. I have a lot of Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson thoughts. Let's kick it to that, because I want to be good to try to stay to an hour, and I want to pick a few of these games this Sunday. I don't know how to phrase this nicely. What's wrong with the Bears, Rev?
Okay. What's wrong with the Bears? There's one thing that's wrong with the Bears, and everyone wants to talk about polls. Everyone wants to talk about the quarterback, all that stuff, and they're not wrong, okay? But the number one thing, and I've been talking about it for 4 years, is their O-line is not good enough, and I'm so sick and tired of Bears fans coming into the thing and saying, PFF says that the Bears have the best O-line in the NFC North, and they're the fourth best in the entire league. Well, guess what? That's a bunch of bullcrap. They are awful. And you went and spent all that draft capital on Caleb Williams, and you can't protect them still? Every year, Bears fans come into my comments and say, this year we fixed our O-line. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. And you can – they kept doing stupid stuff by going and getting weapons instead of fixing their O-line. They should have never drafted Loveland. I love Odunze. I think he's fantastic. They should have drafted an O-lineman there. Now you're looking at it going, see, this is why. I mean, he's a super talented guy. I get it. I understand why you did it, but you're so depleted there, and you actually had a legitimate defense, and you can't protect. If Caleb Williams gets hurt, You know, Bajan isn't good enough. I'm sorry. I just offended 75% of Bears fans right there, man. Bajan, I don't know. They
He
fall
might
in
be-
love with that guy. I have no idea why. The eye test says he's not good enough, but he's a good backup. Don't get me wrong. But we're talking like O-line matters. That's why we're kicking butt. Everyone wants to talk about our defense. Our O-line's amazing. Last year, Vikings had a good O-line. So did the Packers, and so did the Lions. We all made the playoffs. So I get really passionate about it because I'm so sick and tired of Bears fans coming in and pretending they're good every single offseason, and it's the same crap every year.
I gotta ask you. I blame
Just lower the
polls-
level there, Rev.
No,
I
I love.
I have two volumes on and off.
This is how this is how I feel about Cowboys fans. This is the same anger I've had about Cowboys fans telling me that the Micah trade is good for them. In what way? You don't have a defense or pass rush now. It's not a good trade. The only way it'd be good is if you package those 2 picks you're going to have the next 2 years to move up in hopes of landing another Micah. So all you're going to be doing is what the Titans did after they lost A.J. Brown and what the Chiefs have done since they lost Tyreek Hill, trying to replace the guy. Like, I'm not saying it doesn't always work. The draft capital matters, but not for the Cowboys. They draft Taco Charlton in the first round. Sorry, I don't trust Terry. But on the Bears thing, I want to kick it back. I don't see it with Caleb. I just don't. I want to give him more time. I want to be fair because we rush to decisions in the NFL. But I'm not. He wasn't J.J. McCarthy bad, but I don't see it with the guy. He's not processing the field. I did say this before the season though, and I'm gonna be fair to like what I said 3 weeks ago. I want to see what he looks like in Week 15 with Ben Johnson, but they look like the same poorly coached, poorly quarterbacked, bad offensive line Bears I saw last year, and that team won 5 games. So, Rev, I want to kick it to everybody else too, but really quick, do you feel differently on Caleb, or what are you thinking?
I think he's good. I think he's like, okay, so everyone says, oh my gosh, did you see Caleb's pass on this one? He's in the NFL, guys. He's in the NFL. They can make throws. They can make some plays. But this idea that he's a generational talent, it's just a lie. At this stage, I don't think, and you know how many people hate Caleb Williams? They're like, they drafted wrong. They were all against Caleb. I think he's good. Can he be great? He's got an opportunity to do that. And I don't know. I just think he's good. I don't know if he's great. And he's got an opportunity to prove everyone wrong. But I've got a lot of things about that whole Bears organization I'd love to take, but I won't take any more time with that.
No, you're good, because I do want to hit the Bears for a minute, and then if we have time, I don't want to go over like too much over an hour. I want to be fair to time, and I was talking to Rev about this earlier, but I wanted to pick a couple of the games this weekend too. But I gotta be good. Goose, Jason, whoever wants to take it. What are you guys thinking on the Bears right now? I want to see how they respond to the Lions just smacking them around for 52 points in the Ben Johnson revenge game, which was pretty freaking funny, except for I had some fantasy players that screwed me, but
That's why I don't play fantasy football, man. I just want to watch football. I don't play. I just want to watch football. I don't want to stress out. Let me watch football.
Rev watched my video and he laughed at it. I said, just throw the guy in that scores more points, because apparently I don't know. Like, the Packers are good, so my fantasy teams therefore must suck. I'll take it though. It's okay. I went 0-4 last week. It sucked. I'm pissed. Brian Thomas Jr. has been a heaping pile of garbage, and I have him in a dynasty league, and that is pissing me off. But we'll hit fantasy in a minute. Goose or Jason, whoever wants it. What do you think on the Bears? You guys go. Go ahead.
Go for it, Jason.
Jason, what you got?
You know, everybody's sitting here talking about Caleb Williams like he's the greatest thing since Roger Staubach in Chicago. You know what I mean? I know Roger Staubach didn't play in Chicago, by the way, but I'm just using that as a reference. You know, Caleb Williams was good in college. I don't think he's that good in the pros. I know we don't have no O-line, even with all that money that they spent on that O-line. You know, Roma Dunze is good. And I feel sorry for him that he's on the Bears. I feel sorry for the tight end that they just drafted, you know, and Burt and the wide receiver they just drafted this year. they didn't have no receptions last game. Why would you draft these guys and not use them?
Oh, I'm with you, dude.
Okay,
It's
and
not
and
worth the
Ben
burden.
and Ben Johnson does. Ben Johnson didn't know what he was signing up for.
He wanted the crazy thing is he wanted Caleb, Jason. Like he picked this.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Ben Johnson's an awesome coordinator, awesome offensive coordinator, but he's an unproven head coach. And that's why you see all these Bear fans every offseason when they get somebody, they ramp and they rave and they go, oh, we're going to the Super Bowl. Well, guess what? You're going back on the video and looking back in 1985 because until the McCaskies sell this team, this franchise, you guys are going nowhere.
Jason, I gotta ask you legit. Would you prefer the Bears be decent to have an actual rivalry again? Because it's not a rivalry now. I know they won one game last year, and we got lucky in the other one, but it really hasn't been for a long time. Do you want to see the Bears be decent so it's an actual rivalry? Because it's historically the best one in the NFL, but it hasn't been in a minute.
Hey, I lived through, I'm going to give my age away right now, too. I lived through the 80s. When I was young, the Packers stunk. They stunk. And now that I'm an adult, they're winning. Obviously, they won a few Super Bowls since then. The Packers have. The Bears have been to one, and they lost to the Colts. But
oh yeah.
But yes, yeah. I remember those rivalry games, man. The Bears used to run all over the Packers. You had Walter Payton run right through our defensive line because our defense stunk. You know, I mean, just like today, you have Josh Jacobs running through their defense. I mean, you can't compare Jacobs to Walter Payton because Walter Payton's the greatest of all time, and I'll give him that. I'll give credit where credit is due no matter what team they play for. But I just think that, you know, yes, I would love to see that, but right now I'm enjoying every minute of Green Bay rubbing it to them for the last however many years it's been, you know, in their face, because it just feels so good being a Packer fan seeing that. And I'm sorry, Med, if you're watching.
I don't think he is. He's working tonight. I'll send it to him. He'll hate this. Goose, you're up, buddy. What you got?
So Caleb Williams in college, even though he looked generational, he had a losing record against top 25 teams. So let's just take a step back and just look when he played good competition, even at USC, wherever he was not able to put it together against good competition. Mm-hmm. Does he have all the tools? Sure. But when he played a legit defense that got after him at the college level, he couldn't do it. Now you're going to the NFL. You have a bunch of first-round picks, a bunch of second-round picks, a bunch of third-round picks on that other side of the line. He can't put it together. He holds the ball too long. He can't make his reads. He tries to just ad-lib like he did in college, and that doesn't work in the NFL. So,
I mean, you're seeing that with the Chiefs, but that's all they've got right now. And they're kind of struggling because they don't have any weapons. It's just Mahomes ad-libbing.
And Caleb has all the weapons. You could argue he's got two awesome tight ends. He's got wide receivers. He's got everything he needs. No offensive line, like Rev said, but he can't read a defense in a timely manner to get the ball out. And with no offensive line, you can't make the read. You're screwed. You're done. So great arm, great talent, no football IQ. Maybe that's it. It's just a little football IQ, right? So that's my thought.
Offensive line also matters. I think the NFL is reverting back. I think it was Rev, right? You said the offensive line. That's what the Eagles built. And the Lions, honestly, they just lost a couple pieces and you're seeing it. But the Eagles are built on that O-line, and the defensive line in the Super Bowl made the difference. And I think the Packers kind of figured that out. They're like, okay, we need to double down on this. And Josh Jacobs and build the offense around that. The Bears built it backwards, and it's biting them in the butt. So they did spend some capital, but I questioned if it was enough. It wasn't like they didn't give up a lot for Thuney, and the Chiefs seemed to be okay with losing him. Jonah Jackson's solid, but it's not like I don't think they got the right guys in that room yet either. So Okay, I have other NFC North stuff if you guys are game, but anybody have any, I'll let you, any other Bears thoughts you guys have? Kick it.
I could talk for an hour about the Bears.
Yeah, I can too.
I'm going to make a video. If they don't win on Sunday, I'm telling you right now, I'm coming like a flood. I'm coming like a flood. But they drafted the wrong quarterback again. They extended the wrong general manager. They drafted the wrong tight end. They built this team the wrong way. Like, there's so much to talk about. I wonder why Bears fans don't like me. They don't like the truth. They're really loud in the offseason, and then the season starts, and it's the same every year.
Well, and if you have Komet, why the hell are you drafting Loveland? Like, why are you doing that? Like, what was Poles thinking? Like, what are you doing? Like you said, we have to have an offensive line at some point. We got to add a piece somewhere else, and they just decide, like, hey, let's go ahead and draft another tight end and just add them to the weapons that Caleb can't throw to. It just doesn't make it makes zero sense, to be honest with you.
He's drafting the way he played. Horrible.
Oh, there you go. Looks like Isaac might have fallen off here.
Yeah, now we've taken over his own show. Let's go. Okay, so
right. So since I live in the heart of the Twin Cities, JJ McCarthy, I think it's fantastic that they're kind of stepping on
Froze.
their.
I froze. I don't know what the heck is going on. Sorry.
I think it's kind of fantastic that JJ McCarthy is kind of stepping on his nuts a little bit the first 2 weeks. I don't know what anybody else thinks about that, but he had one good quarter. Then everybody's like, "Yeah, this is fantastic. He's going to be the savior." NFC Offensive Player of the Week. It's like, what are we doing? He had one quarter. He's played 8 quarters of football, and he's looked horrible. Imagine when he can't steal signs in the NFL that you're going to be okay, right? Come on.
Well, also, like, that team is actually really good. If we're being honest, the Vikings offense is legit. The defense is solid. But JJ got wrecked last week. You got to protect these young quarterbacks. The Bears haven't figured it out. They're trying, but they haven't figured it out. But the Vikings, they had some offensive line injuries. Did you guys see the play? I don't know if this is the play got hurt on, but JJ dropped back, and he got wrecked. He got, like, bent backwards and fumbled the ball in that fourth quarter against the Falcons. That was not a good look. I don't know. I wouldn't want to be. I missed what you started with, but Carson Wentz is not a direction I want to go in. I see this as a 2-team division, and I think the Packers. I don't see the Vikings as a playoff team unless JJ gets it going. I think they're going to in for. I thought they were in for regression anyways, but now it's looking pretty dire. Yeah, Vikings fans, you lived it up last year with your 14-win season. I think you're going to be lucky to get to 7 this year. 7. You can't win without quarterback play, man.
Well, they got the Bengals, the Browns, and the Chargers the next 3 weeks. That's where they're sitting at. So
the Chargers are going to eat them alive. The Chargers are going
to, and the Browns defense is going to annihilate them. So they have to try to get Carson Wentz to beat the backup in Cincinnati and have a hope of being 1-4.
And Jake Browning has been decent. So if they lose that game, they're in big trouble, man. Like I'm gonna thoroughly enjoy it because last year I had to hear all this crap from Vikings fans and Lions fans. Hey, the North is back where it belongs, baby.
Right. Absolutely.
We own the North again. I think. I'm hoping it continues. The one thing I got to say though is we got to keep our guys healthy. I'm with you guys. He's asking about Tucker Kraft. I would rather just sit him this week. We need to get Jaden Reed back. We need to keep our guys healthy if we want to. I know, Jason, that we had like how many guys on IR when we won our last Super Bowl? Was it 23? What's the number?
I think it was like 17 or something.
It was like stupid. We don't want to play with that fire again, right? So okay. Well, I was trying to pull up another tab and it got mad at me. But I wanted to ask you guys about a couple games this Sunday, really quick before we boogie. How do you feel about this Lions-Ravens game? Rev, and then let's go. I'll go last here. Jason, Goose, and then I'll go last. The Monday night game, the Ravens-Lions. Do you guys give the Lions a chance here? Do you think they can hang with the Ravens in Baltimore? Rev, what you thinking on this one?
Yeah, no, I think they can hang for sure. I think the Detroit Lions are really good. It's just that they weren't prepared for us. They're looking forward to playing us again. They believe they're going to beat us, which they might. Even splitting with Detroit, in my opinion, I'm happy with that because they've owned us for quite a while now. But in all honesty, I think that Ravens Detroit game is game of the week. It's the primetime game. The Sunday nighter stinks with Kansas City and the Giants. I'm looking forward to Monday night and watching that game. But I did predict that Baltimore is just going to squeak out a win there. I think that Baltimore's defense hasn't played it good enough yet. Buffalo's really good, so I want to just let's that first game. The second game, they really handled Cleveland easily. So I think Baltimore is one of these teams that are for real. But it's going to be a great game. If Detroit wins that game, their fan base is back at it, man. They're going to be like, see, we just had one off game, and you know what I mean. So it's a massive, massive game. But I hope that Baltimore wins. But I still think I could see Detroit winning that game for sure.
I'm just worried about Derrick Henry. How are they going to stop him and Lamar Jackson? I like the Lions defense, but that is going to be – I know he had a bad week last week, but assuming he's going to bounce back because I think Derrick Henry's going to with a vengeance, how are they going to tackle him? I agree with you, Rev, though. I think that the Lions offense is what's going to give him a chance because Baltimore's D still looks susceptible to me, not just against Buffalo. So that's going to be a game. Jason, what you thinking? Do you think the Lions have a chance against Baltimore?
I think Baltimore beats them. It's like I said, the last time I was on the show that, I said the Lions were going to take out that beating on the Bears, and they did. They whooped them. They were mad that Green Bay smacked them in the mouth. So this game, I think that Baltimore, it's going to be a good game. I don't take anything away from Detroit, but the only thing I do take away is their coordinators. They're not Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn. So, I mean, they're still working through that. They're still a good team, but in the end, Baltimore wins this game. And I'm going to say, I'll say it here, Jair with the pick six.
Ooh. The over-under is 53.5. So, Jason, you're still on it. Do you think that would you take the over or under on that? 53.5 points. I think over, honestly.
Yeah, I would take over.
I could see like a situation where it's like 34-27, 30. I think both teams could end up in the 30s. It could be like 37-34. This might be close to what we just saw with the Cowboys Giants. I got to see it from these defenses. I think the offenses are going to rue the day here. Goose, what you think?
Well, being a Packer fan and hating every other team in the NFC North, I just hope that the Ravens just smack them in the mouth, to be honest with you. I don't think they're a legit football team. I understand they have a really deep roster and they have a lot of talent, but I think it comes down to coaching. And Rev and I went back and forth a little bit on Twitter a little bit ago about that, even though we're on the same side. But I really, Dan Campbell's a great motivator, but he relied on Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn to just run that team. It was offense and defense, and he had two of the best coordinators in the NFL. And I think they had lightning in a bottle, and half of their coaching staff is gone.
Yeah.
So, when it comes to shove against these really good football teams, I just don't think the coaching is there. And that's really critical in the NFL. We have Halfley right now that's installing what he needs to do. So
True.
I think the Ravens, I'm not going to say that they blow them out, but I don't think it's going to be a really close football game, unfortunately. I really think the Ravens are just going to stick it to them like the Packers did, and it's going to teach the Lions, like, hey, maybe we win 11 games this year, maybe we win 10 games this year, but it's going to have to be against bad or injured football teams rather than the real contenders in the NFL.
They've got a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. They
do.
They do. They should hang a game like this. We're going to find out. It's going to be something.
We had a lot of talent 2 years ago on defense, and who was our coordinator? Like, come on. I mean, like, legit, right? We had a lot of defense, and the coordinator just didn't put him in the right spot. And then we get Halfley, they're in the right spot. Our defense just took a step. So
I want to ask about the Eagles-Rams because that game's great too, but let's really quick. Do you guys think the Bears can beat the Cowboys in Chicago? That is I think there's going to be no defense in that game. The Cowboys are favored by 1. I think the Cowboys win, but this is we're going to find out if the Bears offense can move the ball because the Cowboys defense, except for after that weather delay, I don't see it. Jason, okay, you don't think so,
Dude?
No,
No chance.
I don't. I think the Cowboys are a better football team, honestly. I mean, they did hang with the Eagles, so and the Eagles are the Super Bowl champion. So I just think the Cowboys win this game. Chicago will be lucky to win even 5 games this year.
Ooh, hot take, Rev. What you think? It's
again,
Chicago.
it's backs against the wall, right? So
Desperation.
If they go down 0-3, like it's meltdown city. Like the memes that Bears fans are saying and graphics they're putting out already is really rough. And I just think if we go 0-3, so I do think they come out better. I do think, but I'm with Jason. I think that Dallas is a better team. Dallas should have won week 1.
Mhm.
They should have won week 1 against the Eagles. Like, I know that they lost Parsons, and probably that's why they lost. In all honesty, everyone's going to say CD Lamb dropping those passes. I get it.
No
but,
pass
like,
rush.
they didn't have a pass rush. They literally didn't have one. So, I don't know. Does that make it closer? I'm picking Dallas. I don't know. I'm trying not to be that, like, NFC North, I hate everyone else. Like, actually,
Yeah.
I respect Detroit. I think the Vikings are good, but they've just got way too many injuries to be competing at this time, right? So, but when I look at the Bears, I'm like, there's some significant holes that they have that I don't know what they're going to do to plug them. Like even missing Jalen Johnson, that's a massive miss. And if he doesn't play on Sunday, oh my goodness, like. We can talk about the O-line all we want. Maybe the O-line isn't going to be the problem, but Caleb's missing passes when he isn't being pressured. Like, so there's a lot of different things to talk about. So they have to win. They have to win on Sunday. And so I would like to see them come out and actually have some effort. I don't want to see another blowout, but if you're a fantasy, start all your Cowboys, man. Start them all.
Well, I do question the Cowboys defense though because they give up 37 to the Giants, but that offense looks legit. You finally got Javonte playing well, and you got Pickens and CD. That offense is gonna destroy the Bears defense, which has been massively disappointing. I do think, Rev, this is the game. If the Bears offense can't get it going against Dallas's defense at home, they're in trouble. They're in big trouble because I don't really see it with the Cowboys D. They played an inspired second half, but yeah, man, we're gonna kick it honestly. Rev, can I get your quick thoughts on that Rams Eagles game? I think that's the second game of the week, and then honestly, I'm about to boogie. Who do you think wins that one? I'm gonna mute Jason. Sorry, that fan.
It's a tough one. I'm gonna go. Says the Rams Eagles. Where is it at? I forget.
It's in Philly. Philly is. Let me pull up the line and all that stuff. This was the last game I wanted to hit, and then I was about to.
I'll just go Eagles in a close one.
3.5 Eagles.
I want the Rams to win, but I also keep hearing that the Rams defense is legitimate. We're gonna find out. The Eagles haven't passed the ball hardly this year, so if they get that on track, they're pretty hard to beat. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm excited because it's a good matchup, but I could be wrong about this one. If the Rams win, I'm cool with that.
I'm starting to wonder if the Eagles are going to be like last year's Chiefs, where they kind of just malaise through games and win one-score games. So I think it's going to be close. And the Rams are good enough to steal. But yeah, I'm going to be a contrarian. I'm going to pick the Rams to upset the Eagles. They're going to lose a game if they keep playing this blah. Like they should have smoked the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are. I mean, I know it was in KC, but they're cooked. And they're a better team than Dallas, and they didn't play like it. So I think the Rams steal this one. But Rev, I could absolutely see it. My wife's gonna hate this. She loves the Eagles. So Jason and Goose, and then I think we're gonna. Any final thoughts? And I think we're gonna boogie. Jason, what you thinking on this one? Rams Eagles.
I think the Eagles win this game. I think they run heavy, a little bit of passing with Shaquan. So, I, the Rams are a pretty good team, but I just think the Eagles are just a little bit too more powerful than the Rams right now. So,
They should be. Thanks, man. I appreciate you, Justin. Thanks for watching. A lot of people watching. I appreciate you guys. Goose, the Rams are my dark horse contender in the box in the NFC. Do you see a scenario they win this one, or you think it's Eagles?
I do. I don't think the Eagles' defensive backs are very good. I think they got exposed a little bit the first 2 weeks, and you got Matt Stafford and a lot of targets, Devontae Adams. I mean, you just have a lot of weapons. So if the Eagles win time of possession and they have, they're keeping the Rams offense off the field, I think that is the key to the game. But man, Stafford can score really, really quick, and he can score really, really heavy. So I actually think the Rams are going to go in there and knock them down a little bit. The two teams from the Super Bowl last year, I think they lost a lot of players.
They did.
And they're a lot weaker than they really. I think the NFL in total are like, oh, it's the Chiefs and the Eagles, and it's like they lost a lot of guys to free agency, and these teams are really suspect right now. And if the Eagles pull it out, then I think you can say, okay, they're legit again. But I really feel like the Rams and Stafford are going to have a really good chance of going in there and lighten up the scoreboard a little bit, to be honest with you, with a weak defensive backfield for the Eagles.
I agree. All right, guys, I'm going to be fair not only to Rev, but I told the wife I'd probably only go for an hour. But I want to get final, if you have any final thoughts and where people can find you. Rev, thank you for joining, man. Want you, anything you got coming up where everybody can find you? And thanks for joining, buddy. Appreciate you.
Yeah, just again, TikTok, X, YouTube, Facebook. Just follow me. I love, as you can see, I get fired up. I get fired up, man. And Gary, here's the last thing for me.
Okay, what you got?
Bears Twitter went after me this summer. They took my profile picture. They made it like trying to make fun of me, made me look old, put all these sausages around me. And where are you at now? Where are you at now? Right? You're so quiet and you're so that's one thing. But I just want to let you guys know I've had a great time with y'all. Goose, it's been great to meet you. And nice Jason, I'm a big fan of yours as well. Isaac, you're doing great work. So thanks so much for having me on, guys. I appreciate y'all.
Dude, thank you. Seriously. Sorry it was last minute, but I really appreciate you doing this. This ended up being a lot of fun. I did 5 shows last week, so I was debating taking a break, and then I was like, I gotta talk some Packers. And you were the first person I thought of, but Goose had been messaging me, and I was like, okay, let's just do this. This was great. Thanks, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
Goose, what you got coming up, man?
Just not a lot. Hopefully more of these with Rev and Jason and you, to be honest with you. This was a lot of fun. So let's do this every couple weeks and just kind of check in and
that'd be fun
and do our thing. But cool. Yeah, just Goose_MN, deep in the Twin Cities and Viking territory and just trying to survive wearing my Packer gear around, but it's all good.
I've got another Packer plant. I've got some other guys for another Packer panel, but I would love to bring you guys back on and do this in October. I got a cruise, so probably before Halloween, we'll do it again. Jason, any final thoughts other than, I know you love the Bears.
Please don't insult me, Isaac.
Jason, I appreciate you coming on last minute too, man. Seriously. I thought of you instantly because I know you were like, if Rev comes on, I got to join. And you did awesome.
Absolutely. I have to join when Rev's on, man. That's
Thanks, dude.
Rev's my guy, So yeah, go Pack go. That's all I got right now. Go Pack go.
All right, here's my final thought. Other than Caleb sucks, I'm just kidding. I want to see more from him. I want to see this team on the road. We've got the youngest team in the NFL. Serious thought. I want to see how they travel. We're still the youngest team. We just got younger with Micah. I want to see if what we saw in Lambeau travels because that was special. So I'm watching closely this Sunday. I'm expecting big things, but I want to see if it goes on the road. I think it will, but we'll see. But that's my final thoughts. My name is Isaac with Fun Football Podcast. I have a show next Friday. May hop on Wednesday night with Sam, Mr. First Down. I've had a lot of fun this beginning of the season. This is another panel it's just keeps going. Thank you guys. Seriously, you rock. Everybody, please go subscribe to Revtrev Go check out Packers Without Borders. Jason is awesome, and please go subscribe to Fun Football Pod. Thank you, everybody, and I will see you again next Friday night.